Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here. I'm going to adjust this. I'm just trying out StreamYard. So I figured I got to learn this thing. I want to start doing some interviews on the channel, and I got to figure out StreamYard anyway. So I might as well. I got a couple things to pack up. Let's pack them up and see if I can figure out StreamYard. And I think we're going. We'll find out. I don't know how many people are even on the YouTubes at well, locally it's pushing 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. So I may just be here talking to myself. We'll see. I'll talk to myself for a little bit, see if anybody shows up. Hey, we got a couple eyeballs in here. I'm thinking we got if I had to roll the dice and guess who's showing up, it's Emily Conway and Bluegrass Picker. They're my two automatic watches, which I think is fantastic. I appreciate you guys both. Hey, there's three. We got some people showing up. I think I'm not seeing any comments. Hey, there it is. Hey, Marie, how are you? I'm trying out StreamYard, so I just wanted to see if this thing was working, and it looks like it is because I can see your comment. Thanks for coming in. I figured I wanted to test out StreamYard anyway. I might as well just pop up a live stream and see if it works and figure it out by doing. So I don't know what this is going to look like for watch back. There she is, Emily Conway. Thanks for coming in. Don't you have turtles to list? You should be listing some turtles. I'm trying out the StreamYard. Emily, I need to get you on my list for an interview, because I want to start doing some interviews on this thing. It's my day job. I might as well make it my part of my side hustle of the side hustle job. Clearing out this estate still. Rummage, it's going okay. Dapper Tiger, hey, thanks for stopping in. Emily is fantastic. I love me some Emily Conway. Yeah, I need to do some interviews. I think they're very interesting. It's what I do all the time. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy learning from people. So I think I want to bounce around and do some reseller community interviews. So Emily Conway is one of the first on my get lists. So I'm gonna see if we can get her. That'd be a big get for a little channel like ours. But she's very friendly, so she might agree to that. I don't know what's going to be in her rider. I'm probably going to have to get her a certain colored Skittles or something, but we'll see. Deborah, I appreciate you coming in, man. We got 5 people, which I'm pretty happy with, for just randomly, literally like 5 minutes ago, deciding, hey, I should check out StreamYard and see if I can get this thing working. I might as well do a live. I have all of 4 things to pack, so I don't even have that many things to pack. Harry, how are you, man? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. We're just hanging out. Let me see if I can do this. Hey, look at that. I figured out how to put that up. Now I got to figure out how to take that off. The watch back on this thing is going to be terrible. Oh, and then there you go. Hey, that works. Thrift Beast, how are you, man? Let's show that. Oh, it went up too quick. I'm learning. There we go. Dapper Dan, new to reselling, so trying to soak in the knowledge. I got tired of Rally Roots. You know what? They're fantastic. They really are, and they're very, very nice people from all accounts. But I totally get it. I understand that at some point it feels corporate. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it does start to feel like, okay, but what do we find, right? So I get it. I totally get it. I think they're still worth watching. Absolutely. Yeah, Harry, you just sign up for it. I signed up for it before, and I've just never tried to use it. I signed up for it when I was on Primetime Treasure Hunters channel, and I had StreamYard then in order to be on his show. And so I used it to join. I think I used it on Bolo Buddies too, actually. Bolo Buddies might be the first one I used it on, in order to join Courtney's channel, for one of her live shows. But I've never actually tried to run it from my end and do anything. So I wanted to see if it would work. And it's Harry, I'm figuring this thing out. So it's obviously fairly simple, because I figured out how to display some banners or display some comments. I figured out how to go live. It took me a minute to realize there was a start broadcast button on here. Couldn't figure that out, but I got that going. I think there's still some settings. There's banners that I can put on here. There's still more stuff I can play with, which is awesome. And you can also make things in here. It appears you can make videos that aren't live. You're recording them. So used to it. Join a couple. Yeah, you know what? I just started following a couple of pickers. I just found them, and it seemed very, very nice. They they're on Bluegrass Pickers channel, and I found him through him. He's a really nice guy too. So discovered them. I'm going to try and get on their show. Yeah, Emily was gracious enough to put my thing on there. I still have to watch that show. I was literally on the air. I just happened to scroll over to YouTube, and I was on the air at the time, so I couldn't listen to anything. And I realized it had been going for an hour. I missed it all anyway. Um, but I tried to read some of the comments. So you only get 20 hours a month free. Well, that's good to know, Marie. I didn't know. I haven't read any of the fine print. Email me or Instagram me in the comment. I need to, you know what? I'm going to start a mountain man Instagram thing. I have one personally that I just don't use, so I need to start one. So I will do that, and then I will find the Conway. We have to do things the Conway. You guys should. Emily Conway, go watch her channel. She is fantastic and just one of the most wonderful human beings here. It's awesome. So go watch Emily Conway. She's fantastic. I might as well run through a couple of the things. We've got a few people in here. Might as well run through a couple of things that I sold. I think my phone's got enough juice that we can that I can use it to actually look at how much they sold for. Let's see. I've only got 4 today that are for today. So not bad, not great. Baby, I'll brand. See you, Emily. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. You're fantastic. Hey, Tiffany. You'll watch in and out. You know what? I caught the very end of Harry Tornado's live this morning. But I was on the air, so I couldn't hear anything. I have to listen back. So I get watching it work. We sold a little off-brand Yoda. I've only got 2 left. If you guys want one, let me know. I do only have 2 left. They took forever to show up, but I'm moving them. I'm blowing them out just so I can get them out quick. I'm selling these things for $18.99. Free shipping is what I've been selling them for. Hey, we just sold something else. How about that? So yeah, $18.99 for a little random, and for the off-brand guys, this guy is much cuter than a lot of them. So Tiffany, if you want one, let me know. I will hang on to one for you. We got to hang on to one for a giveaway or something. But yeah, we got the little baby Yoda. He's going out. I got to get rid of him before Disney comes after me. So $18.99, free shipping for that guy. Patagonia, picked this up. I think this was on one of my haul videos here recently. This one, not a great one as far as Patagonia goes. Patagonia is a fantastic brand. I don't find it a lot, but when I do, typically it moves pretty quickly. I sold a Patagonia beanie hat the other day for like just under $25 plus shipping. So, and that it didn't move as quickly as I thought it would, but it moved, and it went to, I think, Tennessee. I was thinking, like, how do you need a beanie hat in Tennessee? This is a Patagonia hat. See, it's got the my lighting in here is still, I got to figure this out still. I got to buy like a ring light or something. It's got like a snowboard, it's got skis, it's got all the outdoor stuff on the I think it's on the snowboard. It says Patagonia real small across. People that want Patagonia want the big spell out. People that are wearing Patagonia want people to know they're wearing Patagonia. So the big spell outs, just like other stuff, you know, Tommy or whatever, they're better. But this still sold for $14.99 plus the buyer's paying $4.80 shipping. So I bought this for, I think it was $2. So still a decent flip, right? What else did we? I got a watch. Okay, that's in here. That's in the small bin. This thing is it's a vintage, like it's a vintage heart rate monitor watch. I don't know. It's untested, and I put that in there. I described in the listing and in the title that it at least needs a battery on the back, but I wasn't going to go and pull the thing apart, get a battery, try it. This is an innovative time digital pulse heart rate wristwatch. Get that all out. Yeah, here's what it looks like. I don't know. Here, let me. Wow, that's bad. Yeah, I need to get a ring light. All right. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like one of those old Sony or Casio watches is all it looks like. Guy sent me, I had it up for $19.99 plus shipping just because I had no idea, didn't see a comp. And a guy sent me an offer for $15 plus shipping. So I took that. This part of a deal where I paid $200 from a guy that is getting out of reselling to kind of cherry pick his stuff. And I actually went through and roughly added up the numbers. We've sold 16 of those things now after this one sold. And I'm somewhere around $280 now. After fees, I think it was like pushing 270 is where we are, like 266 or something like that, is where I wound up. So we're now into the profit on that. And I've still got several things to list, and I got a bin full of stuff that is listed. So we're going to make some decent money on that. Not great, but we're going to make okay money. So $15 for a watch that I don't know if it works or not. I will take that deal all day long. I got to look back through this. I am running out of Tiffany, you're fantastic. And you're my Idaho neighbor. Tiffany, send me, I'm on Facebook, but I don't really use it, to be honest with you. I joined Facebook so I could do my company's Facebook page. That's really it. Send me an email and I'll hook you up. It's mountainmantreasure@gmail.com. Easy. And I haven't gotten an email through there yet. So you could be, I mean, I've gotten junk mail and like Vistaprint stuff, but I haven't gotten any reseller stuff on there yet, hardly. So, Harry, I'm in Montana. And DLJ is from PA here. You're from Pennsylvania, huh? I have some Steelers stuff. DLJ. What do we call you? I want to call you just DL. AKA Dale. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, Emily's fantastic. She's a very, very nice person. I kind of found her early on, and she has eclipsed my subscribers already, which I told her was going to happen because she's really, really good. She figured out this reselling game very quickly, and she figured out YouTube even quicker. So it's very impressive to watch her. You know what? Facebook, Harry, I do marketplace a little bit, and I've sourced from there more than I've sold there. Like just the other day, I mean, it's the standard Facebook marketplace thing, right? Like this was like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. I got a message on Saturday. I have a University of Montana Grizzlies football jersey. It's number 37. Number 37 is a big deal at Basically, they hand that it's not necessarily the best defensive player, but it's typically one of, if not the best defensive player on the team. And it's not actually, I don't know if it's always defensive. It tends to be. That is handed down. Players basically are honored with it, and then they decide who gets it after they graduate. So it's a kind of a big number. It's like the Seahawks, have their 12th man. So it's a pretty cool jersey. I put it up on both eBay and on Facebook Marketplace just to see, and on a couple of our local groups. Lady messages me and asks if it's available. I said yes. She said this was I think it was on Saturday. She said I'll take it Monday. Messenger on Monday morning, and like 10:30, saying, "Hey, is there a good time you want to meet up? When do you want to meet?" and didn't hear back. And later heard back that afternoon. She says, "Well, can I?" She says, "Yeah, I'm still interested. Can I get it Thursday? I'm out of town." You asked for it Monday, and then on Thursday, of course, she ghosted. She's gone. So I had to relist that on eBay because I had taken it down. I don't know that it's going to sell on there, to be honest, but I put it on there anyway, and we put it back on Marketplace. So we'll see. Uh, yeah, Dale, this is a cool community. I mean, there are those that don't want to share anything, but why not? I mean, I've been in stores where I know there's half a dozen other people, and we're in a small community, and we're all finding stuff, and we all walk out with stuff. So why not? Like, it doesn't make sense. Now, if you have a very specific niche, um, I get protecting that. And when you're talking retail arbitrage and you found something that's selling, nobody else has it, yeah, you can protect that. But there's an awful lot of stuff that we can share, and there's no reason not to. So, yeah, and that's why I started doing these. Is I learned so much through watching people's YouTube channels. I want to give back, right? I've only been doing this a year, but I feel like I've picked up a few things. I want to share them. So, old school, how are you, my friend? I appreciate you coming in. Harry, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I got to remember what else we sold. 1, 2, 3. Got to show you the actually, and I sold a thing since we went live. So I got to grab that. I don't know what it is yet. Okay, I got this earlier this week. This hasn't been listed that long. I've got 2 of them. I got to figure out which one it is. It's the full one. This thing, got this from Good Sam Thrift Store. It's a local thrift, typically a little bit expensive, but I figured, I still go in there and I find the stuff that they don't know about. And I did that here. This is a Johnny warmer. It's a vintage, like a hand warmer for hunters or whatever. And what's great on here is the little ad on there, light cigarettes too. Very cool. It's still in the original. I mean, this is beat up. See, this is like hanging off of there. It's beat up on the back a little bit, but it's cool advertising. It's still new in the package. And I picked this up for $5. And I got to figure out how to get off of there. Picked this up for $5 and took an offer this morning. I think I had it up at like 29, 20, 28, $29, something like that. Took an offer of 25 plus $5.75 shipping. So the Johnny warmer is going out. This thing actually has a really good sell-through rate. So if you find these I've sold old vintage hand warmers before. The one I sold, I forget the brand, but the holes on the bottom, you can kind of see that's where the heat's coming out. You pull off this top part. I can show you on another one. You pull off the top part and there's the wick essentially inside there. These holes, I've sold them before. They don't sell for huge money, but they do sell. And I don't remember the brand, but the holes form a peacock pattern. And you actually use that like in the listing, like peacock. That's one that people look for. It's made in Japan. They're really little. I got it at a garage sale for like $0.25, and I think I sold it for 10 or $12. So it's one of those meat and potatoes things that you can keep. It's very small, doesn't take up any room, and it will sell. So keep an eye out for vintage hand warmers. It's pretty cool. Cajun, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Your little 19 days. That is fantastic. So wow, Dale. So did you start reselling and YouTube all at the same time? So you're new to YouTube as well. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go over there and join your channel later if you've got the YouTube channel. You've got the little YouTube thing on there, so I think that means you have a channel. So yeah, that's sold. Let's see what else sold, because I did actually sell something since we went live. I had my phone on silent from work, so it didn't make the cha-ching noise. So that's a bummer. Oh, here we go. I sold the other one. I bought 2 hand warmers. This one was 5. The other one was 3, and I just sold them both. How about that? They did not last long. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out displaying these comments. Yeah, everybody go check out Dale's channel. She is new, and it's kind of, you know what, Dale, I would recommend. I'm just throwing this out there. I didn't start the YouTube thing until I was like a year in. I think it would be cool to watch somebody who's starting the YouTube channel at the same time as they're starting the reselling, and we get to follow you in in the journey, right? You get to learn both of them, and we get to watch it happen. It's like Big Brother, right? Let me grab this other one. I'll show you because it's in an open box. You're typically not going to find these things boxed, and that's why I looked them up. This one also, Johnny Warmer. Where is it? There it is. Same thing, just different packaging. And unfortunately, it lost a little bit of the graphic on the back, but I still think it's cool. This one though, the box is open and it's tattered, so it wouldn't have sold for as much. It's actually going international, so it sold for a little bit more. But let me show you what these things look like. This one is a little bigger than the ones that you would often find. Those made in Japan. But this is what they look like. So this is what you'll find these. I found a couple of these at garage sales this past summer. This top comes off. Now I don't think they were Johnny's. The ones I found were made in Japan. And like I said, I cannot remember the brand. But this is stamped on the bottom. So if it didn't have the box, you would still know because it's stamped JON-E, Johnny. But you can fill this thing up, and then there's the wick on top. So this thing is actually on fire, less very small flame. Then you hold your hands here, and the heat's coming out the holes. The one, like I mentioned, these holes are in the shape of a peacock. That's one that people look for. Some of the older ones made in like occupied Japan, and there are some. If you look up a vintage hand warmer, some of them do sell for good money, but you can typically get these at garage sales for nothing. I mean, even in the overpriced thrift store with the original boxes, I got this one for $3. So, you know, that's more than what you would pay at a garage sale probably, but I knew it was still worth it. See if I can get this thing closed now without ripping the tab off the box. All right. Hey, Dale, you got a subscriber. That's awesome. Thanks, Old School. Old School is fantastic. And you know what? This opens up a chance for us to actually talk about, so I actually have something to talk about, and I can actually maybe share a little bit of knowledge about rather than it just being random talking. I sold this. My phone never shows up on here. I'm going to try and show it anyway, but yeah, see, I don't know how to make this thing show up. Maybe if I turn it down. What if we turn down oh, there we go. See, I just had to turn it down. This sold to the UK. Great British pounds. I got 35. I want to say dollars. I got 35.10 Great British pounds. And 10, what is that, pence? I don't know. Let's look up what the conversion is. Because I cannot remember. So it's actually very easy. GBP2, and it's going to pop up US dollars. Right now, 1 pound sterling equals $1.29. So 35.10. So that sold all in for 40. Is that going to show up? That probably won't show up. For $45.37 is what this sold for. So $45 off of a $3 investment. That's not a bad deal. And that sold through, like I said, that was an international order. Let me see if that sold through eBay, through a direct eBay. Yeah, I don't think I can tell actually. Yeah, because it's English, I can't tell. I ship international. We started doing that about it was this summer. I think it was late summer that I started doing direct international shipping. It sounds very scary. It's actually very, very easy. I've showed before on, I think 2 weeks ago on a live, I showed how easy it was to print an international label on pirate ship. It takes like 20 seconds extra. It doesn't take any time. I also use, so I open up international shipping for anybody to get on and order anything internationally from my US store. But what some people don't realize is that people in other countries have to specifically go to the United States version of eBay if they want to shop there. That's not necessarily their default. They go to eBay and they're going to Canada eBay or UK's version of eBay, right? Um, intimidating. Yep. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, Dale. Why not? Um, so you probably don't want to start off with international shipping. Now I just got a new message on eBay. Let's see what this is about. Hopefully it's not. I hate messages. They're always scary. Just to confirm, this is the Black Lancer, not the Gold Lancer. I got to double check. That is a Funko Pop that I'm. All right, I'll have to look at that later. That's a more expensive Funko Pop, so I got to look at that. Lost where I was. Just through international simple rate export through pirate ship. Yeah, I haven't had. You know what? I think I may have had South. I think I sent some shoes to South Korea. Actually, we do have South Korea. It's kind of interesting. I've sent stuff to Israel. I sent stuff to the Isle of Man last week. That was fun. I ship stuff pretty regular to my big three are the UK, Germany, and probably Spain, I think. Yeah, Cajun, I know you love I love your pops. This one is it's a question about really one of my higher value pops. It's a Gears of War. There you can kind of see him. It's Marcus Phoenix. I got to turn it down. I think if I turn it down, it shows up. Yeah. So that's the guy that we're asking about. I think that should go eventually. That should sell for about 80 or $85. So that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I sell stuff international all the time, and it's very easy. If you do ship stuff international, I would recommend looking at something that's called Web Interpret. I've sort of become an unpaid spokesperson for those guys because we've made a lot of money through Web Interpret, and I probably won't get into it on this one, especially since we got to help Dale with some simple export. Yeah, we got to help Dale with some shipping tips. I gotta pack these things up anyway. But in short, what Web Interpret does is I'm on their very base level. I don't. You can buy like a monthly thing and all that. I'm on the very basic level with Web Interpret. It's a website. You can check them out. They have a video, I think, on their website that explains it a little bit. But essentially, what they do once I'm signed up for me, the level I'm at, they take my listing. So I'm going to list. I'm going to list Baby Yoda. I've actually sold one of the Baby Yodas to Australia through Web Interpret. What they do is they take my listing, and I'm set up with 5 countries. I have the UK, Germany, Spain, France, and now I don't remember who the other is. I took Italy off the list, I think, because I think I get 6, and I took Italy off the list because there's so many things that you can't sell to Italy. It's sort of obnoxious. They take your American listing, and it's all automated and done through them, and they relist it on those other sites. So this that sold, I don't know if this sold through my US listing or through Web Interpret. I'd have to get in there and look at my Web Interpret invoice to see if it came through Web Interpret. But yeah, I don't even have to take it off to display a new one. I'm learning. They would, if this sold through Web Interpret, they posted this to all of those countries' websites. And when it's on Germany's website, Australia, that's the other one. That's my 5th one, Australia. When they put it on Germany, Spain, all that, they actually translate the listing for me. And they also do a currency conversion. So it's listed on Germany's website in German with the correct exchange. And I set my set my shipping. I do that through Pirate Ship's simple export rate. So I set my shipping on all my international orders, and it just lists it as free shipping for them. It's all inclusive. So it works really, really slick. I pay $1.29 per transaction, or yeah, $1.29 per sale. And then I think it's shoot, now I think it's 5%. 5% of the sale, which is kind of like running a promotion, right, through regular eBay. So it's not bad. And I build that $1.29 into my shipping fee. So I'm really coming out ahead, especially when I sell first class items that here in the States I would do free shipping on, or media mail. I just sold a stack of Viva La Bam MTV DVDs. I think there's 5 seasons of them. Sold them to somebody in Germany for like $60 or something like that. I made more there because it would have been free shipping here, media mail. So I made a couple bucks extra. But international shipping, once you get comfortable with shipping in general, it's really no different, honestly. Indiana Jones pops. I haven't found any of those. This guy's that, as you know, this is that Gears of War. I sold through the Gears of War stuff. The Funko Pops really, really well. Just sold another one the other night. Finally, it was only like 10 or 12 bucks. But I think other than Marcus Phoenix, I think that's all. I think I'm out. So let's bag stuff up for Dale. She's got to see this this shipping. Dale, I would get, if you don't have it, you need some sort of digital scale. This I got off of eBay, or I'm sorry, I got off of Amazon for, I think it's like 28 bucks. It's not in this one because I don't have the description, and if you look at some of my past videos, I actually put an affiliate link down. So I do get, I think it's like 2% or something very, very small. I do get some money if anybody makes a purchase through those links, full disclosure. But Accutech is one that I got. I think it's 28 bucks. A lot of people have this one. It works really well. All it is, it runs on batteries. I think you can plug it in. I don't remember. I don't know. I just use the batteries. Yeah, I think you can plug it in here. I don't even know what I did with the adapter because the batteries last forever. It automatically turns off after like 15 seconds or something. So this is all it is. And then this is separate. So when you have something big on there, you can still see the readout. Very, very, very slick. But I started out, honestly, I was using, for the first 10 months that I did this, I was using just a kitchen scale, a digital scale. Though when you get bigger stuff, then it's a pain. So this works good for any of your first client, or the digital scale, like the kitchen scale. That works up to like 10 pounds. So for a lot of the stuff, it's going to work if you're doing just smaller stuff, if you want to start simple. But for 28 bucks, you might as well buy the real deal, right? What do we have? You did get a scale. Yeah, good job. See, you are on top of it. Yeah, I also got a thermal printer. We moved up, right? We started with just a printer and the paper, and I cut them out and I taped them on there. And then we moved up to buying the sticky labels from Staples. And that worked for a while until the volume started to pick up. And then I realized I'm going through these sticky labels really fast. And I bought like a box of, I think it was 100 of them from Staples at a time. And they were like 35, 40 bucks. So, that doesn't sound like much, but you're paying 30, 40 cents per label. That cuts into your earnings, right? The label printer, when you first buy it, it's a little bit of an outlay, right? You're paying up a little bit for this thing, though you can find them on eBay at auctions sometimes for a good deal, but it pays off very, very quickly because you're not paying for ink. And the labels, you buy them in bulk, they're a penny or less a piece. I have this box. I bought this whole box. This thing is full of these label rolls, like this thick. I think there's like 500 on a roll, 700. I don't know how many are on a roll. I don't remember. This thing's going to last me a year or more. And I think I paid 20 some bucks for it. The labels are ridiculously cheap. So you make up your money very, very quickly. Of course, now Can't get it. Go back where it lives. Go to your home. Yeah, he's gonna give me some watch time though, right? I don't know how to. I know how in YouTube, but in here, let's see. There we go. Done. They are a little expensive. That not too bad. I mean, initially they are. You're right. They are expensive. Mine is a Dymo 4XL. I want to say I got it for 120 bucks on eBay, I think, in an auction. Um, so it, yeah, I mean that is expensive, but you figure I'm paying 40 bucks for those labels. Um, yeah, that's 3 boxes of labels. You know, you paid for it. You can't make monsters. Yeah, I figured out old school. I figured out how to go in there and found the 3 dots and how to block. So that should be blocked now. I should have just put him in timeout, let him sit there and keep writing to himself. Yeah, thermal printer is an investment. I don't think you need to do it right away, but it should be high up on the list because it will eventually. It's going to save you money. Also, something that, and I don't think I have that on my. I don't have any links to that on any of my last. I just started putting links in the last like week and a half, something like that, to stuff that I use. I don't think I have that on there simply because I bought that off of eBay. Though sometimes you can find deals on Amazon. I do have a link to the plastic bags that I use. These are fantastic for clothes. I didn't start using them until recently, but I just think it looks so much more professional when this gets pulled out of an envelope rather than just a shirt stuffed in the envelope. So yeah, that's something that I've invested in just because I want to look professional. I want things to look nice. Plus, it actually helps organize. I had clothes hanging up for a very long time, and I could find stuff quicker. But I've recently shifted into putting them in bins just to save space. So I do have to pull more shirts out to find some of the older ones once they're all bagged and in the tote. But it works really well. Yeah, box resizer, you nailed it, old school picker. I got one of those too. I have a link to that as well. And they're actually not very expensive. These are a great little tool. And these guys, little Scotty peelers, these get labels off of whatever. They get the sticky labels off. So Scotty peelers are also something. I got a whole container of them. I've got the metal one. That thing you need band-aids. Invest in band-aids because it's very sharp. At some point, you're going to slice your finger open. So right now, I like using the plastic ones because they're safer. Yeah, the thermal is going to save you money. So basically, I think that what I would do, just starting, is build up your capital because you're going to need to reinvest, right? But make that one of your first things. You got your scale, so that's the need, right? You have that. You also need your shipping, your basic shipping supplies, and like anything else, you got to build it up slow, right? So I would put that fairly high on the list. And what you could do if you want to save for it, figure out of your earnings, save $20 a month to put towards a thermal printer. And then inside of 6 months, you're going to have enough to probably buy one, because 1 month you might be able to put 25 bucks on it, whatever it is. You save a little bit a month, pile it up, and then you'll be able to buy one. So yeah. Also with these things, when you put these things in plastic bags, it makes it so easy to package up. Let me show you. I've got where's my lid? These things. Oh, those are the big ones. Well, I can show you these because these are good to have too. I can't remember what size they are. They're pretty big. These things save you money too. I've shipped multiple large things in these poly mailers. I don't use them all the time, but it's super nice to have around. I'm running out. I need to buy some more. But a shirt, if it's very expensive, if things get above about 30 bucks, that's when I like putting them in a box. But a $15 shirt, easy. I get these with my eBay coupon. every quarter, and shirt slides right in there with these bags especially. Bam, shirt's done. Clothes take a long time, but and they're kind of a pain to list sometimes. But shirts are so easy to ship. I do like that part of it. Now, I always put a thing of tape on there just because I don't trust the thing's actually going to stay closed. It probably would, but that's just me. And then we weigh it. Probably going to be about, I guess, about 7 ounces. It's 8. Well, it just ticked up, 8.1. So unfortunately, we got to go with 9. That's a bummer, but no big deal. They paid for shipping on this one. Let's see what I put it at. I probably put it at 8. Yeah, so I'm 1 ounce over. That's no big deal. Always, Dale, always round up. So we're going to update. It's going to cost me $4.18, and he paid $4.80 because I get that discount. So it works out just fine. I'm saving 24%, it says. So we're going to print out our label. For some reason, my computer doesn't like saving the 4x6 size, so I have to set it every time. It's a little obnoxious, but oh, I had my laptop in the living room. It wasn't plugged in to the label printer. This is going to Georgetown, Texas. I saw a lot of stuff to Texas. Used to live in Texas. And I forgot to put my, I used to have some stickers. I'm all out of stickers. I got these things from eBay, these little thank you cards. I don't love them, but I used my coupon on them this quarter. They're fine. But now I forget to put them in. When I forgot before, I had a little thank you sticker that I could slap on the label. And now I don't have the stickers anymore, and I forgot to put anything in there. Oh, well. Do you have an eBay store? I do have an eBay store. It's not the basic level. It's whatever. It's not the very, very bare bones one. It's whatever the one is above that. We started with the small one, and I quickly realized that wasn't going to be enough. So the next month we bumped up. Old School Picker's awesome, Cajun. You definitely want to sub to there. And Dale, I haven't been over there yet, but I bet Dale's awesome as well. You're in marketing for your full time. Yeah, well, if you're in marketing, you get how this works. You're going to be good at this. That's why you're going to be good at YouTube too. Okay, so that's shirts. That's easy. Something like this, a little plush. They're very easy too. All you got to do, I have padded mailers from eBay that I get just to add a little bit. I put DVDs, CDs, stuff like that in there. You can also put plush in there. You could put plush on one of the thin ones, but I like the extra protection. He does have some plastic eyes. You don't want them to get mashed up. So we're going to drop him in there. And all you do is fold it over and seal it shut. Easy peasy. I like easy stuff as much as possible because this is part-time for me, so I don't have time to do a lot of complicated shipping. I do sell bigger things sometimes because sometimes the deal and the sale is just too good. But I got a hairball. Sometimes the deal and the sales, the potential sale is just too good. So I do larger items, but I don't make it a habit. I like simple, small stuff, and I have limited space, so small stuff makes more sense for me. And Yoda should be, yeah, 2.5 ounces is all he is. So we're going to print him for 2.5 ounces. Let's see where little baby Yoda is going. He is headed to, hey, he's going right down the road. He's going to South Dakota. I think that's the first time I've sold anything to South Dakota, actually. Custer, South Dakota. So he's only going to cost me $2.78. I'll make a little bit more on him since he's closer. I had somebody pay $18.99 for that, plus $19.99 for me to ship him to Australia. Paid more for the international shipping than the actual thing itself. Let's go up. I do get a fair bit of sales to Australia. Not a ton, but quite a few. I think they're probably number 4 on my list. And once again, I didn't put the thank you card in there. I'm going to struggle with that now that I don't have the stickers. I got to retrain myself. I put 1,000 stickers on packages, and now I got to remember to put in the postcards. Dale, thanks very much. Come back and check it out. I've got several different tips. We got bolos. We got all sorts of stuff. So I appreciate you coming in. And shoot, if you have any questions, shoot me over an email. It's just mountainmantreasure@gmail.com. I have no problem helping out. Rummage, thanks for stopping in, man. I know this was a random, just midday pop-up thing. I didn't know I was going to do it until I decided to do it. So, how do you post shipping with fractions? How do you mean, Carmen? Yeah, rounding up. Rounding up is what you got to do if that's what you mean. Like Yoda was 2.5 ounces. Yeah, you got to round up to 3 because that's what the post office is going to do, right? So you always got to round up. You can, if it's like a 2.1 ounce thing, you could you can try and sneak it in as 2 ounces. It depends on your post office. They might, from what I hear, some of them do give you a slight allowance because every postal scale is their postal scale might be different than your scale. And so they do allow for that typically. But once you get up past like that 0.1, you just round up. Because the post office is going to round up, and either they will, it depends on their mood, right? They could just go, you know what, it's close enough. I'm busy, let it go. If they're having a bad day, they can, I think now they charge you through eBay, through PayPal, one of those. Previously, and I think they still can, they can charge the customer postage due, which would not be good. I'd hate for a customer to get a package and say, here's your eBay purchase. You owe us another $2. That'd be the worst. Susan, look at that. We got an expert in the house. Susan, thanks for coming in. So Susan, you can answer auctions for you. Hey, T, how are you? Thank you for coming in. We'll charge either end. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Susan, tell us if there is what's the allowance? And I imagine that might change at different post offices. There may be some different procedures, but typically standard. What is let's do the watch. What's the standard operating procedure? Is there an allowance? There's no allowance. Susan is look at that. Susan is by the book. So if this is an 8.1 ounce thing, like my t-shirt that I just packaged up was 8.1 ounces. I put it in as 9. If I put it in as 8 at your post office, what happens? What's the procedure at that point? The machines rate it. Okay. Interesting. That's good to know. I lost my knife. There it is. I mean, I always round up anyway, because typically, I guess once you at some point it actually gets to be a little expensive rounding up, and it actually does. It turns into $1 rather than a dime at the lower end. But usually it doesn't cost you that much difference, unless you're pushing the edge of first class. Bring them treats. That's awesome. I need to bring my my postal workers some goodies, actually, probably soon. They're fantastic. I really like them, and I a lot of times bring stuff in. Mine doesn't close till 6 o'clock. This stuff was ordered today that I'm packing up right now, but I have to pick up my daughter from dance. She's on the dance team at school. I've got to pick her up at 6 o'clock. So a lot of times, what I try to do is, at least if they're simple and fast, I try to pack things up. All four or five things now, I guess, sold this morning. Why not package them up and drop them off day of? They get it a little early. You get good feedback. So I always bring stuff in if I can later in the day, and they never mind, especially, or even if I bring in a whole pile of stuff. They're very good about it. So I appreciate them. Yeah, old school. I mean, we have 31,000 people here, ballpark, give or take. But I go to the same post. I mean, we have multiple post offices, so um, fairly small town, and um, smaller pockets that go to those individual post offices. So I see them all the time, and my sales have been down a little bit last week. And the lady one time says, "What's going on? Don't you usually bring in a whole duffel bag?" I was like, "Yeah, thank you for pointing it out." And then I brought in a bunch of priority stuff. I sold like army boots, a pair of size 13, tennis shoes, and something else that was in a big priority box. This was last week as well. She says, or a week and a half ago, right about. She said, "What happened?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, usually your boxes are much smaller." Yeah, I sold some big stuff. Um, I usually put a lot of stuff in because I still sell small things. I sell a lot in 8x6x4 boxes, and 8x6x6 is those are my that I have on hand all the time for first class stuff. And I have some 12x6x6 also that works well for like action figures and stuff like that. I can feel it in my hand. Man, look at that. Susan is like postal Rain Man. I like it. I'm getting pretty good. I know my phone is 8 ounces with the case on it, so I can kind of do this in the store and go, okay, that's about half. There's a little tip for you. Figure out how much your phone weighs, because you're going to be using it when you're sourcing, and then trying to figure out how much is that going to cost me to ship. You kind of do the scale, right? There's a random one for you. I got to grab an envelope for this. One sec. I don't have those sitting right over here. And 1 out of 3, I remember to put the thank you note in this one. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to that. I'm missing some of these, I think. There we go. Carmen, how did I get into radio? You know what? It was actually my first job as a sophomore in high school. It was about time to get a job. And as I remember, my mom, there was a local radio station that had an opening, and she told me that I think she told me that I should go over there and fill out an application. I had no idea what I was doing. Just showed up. It was actually, I think, on the way to my spring sports banquet. And I thought, okay, it was kind of a joke. I didn't really expect anything out of it. I just wanted to be able to say, hey, I tried to get on the radio. What is this? This is the watch. 2.8. Susan, it's 3 ounces. I'm not fooling around. Update. This is going to San Jose, California. So that's going to cost me $2.84. That's a good thing. I can cheaply ship to California, Texas, a lot of the places. It's just the East Coast that gets me. Okay, shut up. So anyway, I was on the way to my spring sports banquet and swung by the radio station, and they basically gave me some stuff to read. Gave me the weather, gave me some sports, and I faked my way through reading stuff, and I got the job. I don't know if it's because I was that good or not enough people applied, and they were like, "Well, we'll take that guy." So that was my first job. It was like a quarter mile away from the county lockup. I would close at night. I'd be there till midnight, and I had this recurring nightmare as a high school kid that there'd be like a jailbreak, and mine is the only building that's within, like, you can't see any other buildings from there. And I'm like, this is where they're going to head. They're going to come to this building. I just knew it was going to happen. So yeah, that's how I got into radio. And I actually went to school for broadcast journalism. Thought I was going to do radio, or potentially TV, I guess. But let's do this one first. And then that's when the market started to contract, and basically 3 stations could be run out of one computer. And so you didn't have live people on all the stations anymore. It was all satellite from somewhere else. And so I wound up getting into newspapers, and I was in newspapers for the better part of 20 years. And now, just for the last 3 or so, I cycled back into radio once newspapers started to fall off the cliff. So I've just bounced around. Oh, I missed something. Where did it go? I missed a lot of these things. Let's say my listing. Oh, look at that. All right, Carmen's got something. Let's say my listing stat coming from OA 360, but they're scanning a different zip code in the same city. Does eBay ding that as not being shipped? That's up to Susan. Let's see. Old school picker. Yeah, the phone trick. I picked that. I think it was 8 ounces. I'm pretty sure. Yep. 8 ounces. Now we can take a, we're not gonna take a live call for my guy at work. That'd be weird. Stuart, I'll get back to you, buddy. Yeah, that's a good question, Carmen. But yeah, my phone weighs 7.8 ounces. So I remember it as being 8 ounces, and then I can figure out how much stuff weighs when I'm out in the field. There we go. Different town and ship them out. Is my station online? Yeah, it is. It's kcap.com. You can go and check that out. And my podcasts for the interview shows that I do online are online as well. If you want to listen to me interview the county commissioner, you certainly can do that. Yeah, let's box up what. Oh, we're gonna do this one. This one's the international, Johnny, and this one is the one from here. What I think I'm gonna do, because this back it's seen better days, I'm gonna put a little strip of cardboard behind here just to make sure that this doesn't rip off or get any worse in shipping. I keep just a scrap pile when I resize boxes right down here by my desk, so this one will work. And then we're just going to cut it to size. So it's a little shorter than size. And then I'm going to wrap this in bubble. I use Dale, or Dale took off, but if you come back and watch this, Dale, for shipping tips, I use a lot of bubble wrap just to protect stuff, even on things that don't necessarily, I'm going to move off just because I'm using my bubble here. Even things that don't necessarily need a lot of bubble, I put it on there anyway, just at least one layer. Just more than anything else for the customer, right? So they see that you cared about their product. It's all about appearances. So even if it doesn't need it, a lot of times I'll put just a little bit on there, just to, so they know I didn't just throw their purchase in a box and drop it in the mailbox. This one though is vintage. It's got some cool advertising on it. I am going to wrap it up a little bit. And honestly, bubble wrap is cheap. I mean, I'm getting I think this last one was 4 700-foot rolls. The link is on most of my videos in the description, or at least my last few. 4 rolls of 700 feet a piece. I actually paid more because I was running out and I didn't order it in time. I needed to get here quicker. I still ended up paying, it was like $29.99. So still ridiculously cheap. Old school. Yeah, you use bubble too, huh? Yeah, so that's what this thing looks like, Dale. If you come back in, I've got the cardboard backing on there behind the piece that was kind of falling apart a little bit, and then use that to wrap it in bubble, and now it's going to be fine. Now it's a vintage piece. It's got plastic cover on the front. I don't want this thing to get banged up, so I'm going to put this in a box. I have, here they are. I get these from Staples. I could buy them in bulk and save money, but even on their own, I think these are 75 cents a piece, which is a little expensive, but I don't use them a ton. So I just don't feel like buying them in bulk. It's a 12 by 6 by 6. It works really well for the boxed action figures. I was selling these 2 packs of cars, these toy trucks. I finally sold out of them. I think they're gone. I was selling 1 or 2 a week overseas for a while, and they fit perfect in here. So in the box it goes, and it fits perfect down in there. And the nice thing about the Staples boxes, I don't know if you can see it on, well, that didn't tape well at all, did it? The nice thing about the Staples boxes, they actually have, yeah, you can see it. There's a line right there, so you don't even need to use the resizer. You can tell this cuts it down to 3 inches, and that's all this needs. So I'm going to trim this down. That way I don't need to use any extra void fill in here. And we'll save a little bit of bubble wrap or air pillows or whatever it is, paper, whatever it is you use for void fill. I like using bubble wrap just because it's lighter, though I also get, they're called end rolls. It's the end of the roll at the newspaper. If you have a local newspaper, swing by there, see if they sell end rolls. A lot of them do. Mine are only, I think, $3 a piece. This is what they look like. It's just this right here. This one's getting low. This is my last one, actually, so I'm going to get some more. This is just the blank newsprint is all that is. And it works really, really well, and it's super affordable. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see, we figured it out. Auctions for you. Do you have if you guys haven't checked out, she has auctions for you. Go check that out. I haven't bought anything in a while. I need to. You get so much cool stuff off of there. And you get it in bulk. And plus, it's just kind of fun to actually watch. I enjoy just coming in and hanging out, to be honest with you. But I haven't gotten anything there in a little while, and I need to because they're fantastic human people. So that goes in there. It does need, I don't want it to bounce. It needs a little bit. we're going to put a tiny bit of paper. I probably don't need all that. Well, that'll be, no. That's all we need. Just so it doesn't bounce. And I'm not even going to trim this. I'm just going to tape it to the edge. It'll work just fine. If I was trying to save a little bit, I would, but they paid shipping, and it's not gonna. It's gonna matter half an ounce if that. So that's not a concern. Sometimes the extra work to save 1 ounce, was 10 minutes of your time trying to figure out where you can nip and tuck and resize that box. Was that really worth saving $1? For me, it's not. And like that, our hand warmer ready to go. So that was a nice flip on a, well, between the two, an $8 buy. Sold them. Granted, one of them is international shipping, so that costs more, but like 45 bucks was it for this one, and 15 plus shipping, so 20 bucks. So we're, 65, 70 bucks all in on something I paid $8 for. I'll take that. Keep an eye out for vintage hand warmers. This is 10.8 ounces, so we're going to make that 11. I guess 10. I'm pretty good at the whole guessing thing. Usually, you can guess on small stuff. On heavy stuff, you want to actually weigh it beforehand. Or on the stuff that's pushing close. This is going to North Clarendon, was that Vermont? I missed it. Let's see. Yep, this is going to Vermont. So that's a bit of a trip for me. That's why it's also nice sending these things out the day of. They just get them so much sooner than what they expect. And that tends to lead to pretty good feedback. You look on my feedbacks, and what they point out most often is shipping time and the protection of the item, because I bubble wrap it and paper it and, all that. Yeah, I could use the Scotty Pill. You're right, Carmen. My scissors are like, look at these poor things. There's actually these are actually just old kitchen shears that I stole. I need to get some new scissors. I just stole them because they work really well. Yeah, you can use the metal Scotty peeler. You've got several things on there. On where, Cajun? Yeah, the end rolls are fantastic. I think it's just blank newsprint. I think my paper charges $3 for them. If it's the right lady downstairs, she just tells me to take whatever I need. And I usually grab like 4 or 5, and they last me for like quite a while. They last me for like 5-6 months sometimes. So that's good to go. And our last thing, our international order, is this. I'm going to put a little bit of bubble in here because this is bouncing around. It's metal. It's not going to get hurt. But this thing is barely hanging on. And I'm actually kind of scared that this little piece is going to rip off. It's super close. But I'm going to put a little bubble in there just so that it doesn't bounce around and mess up the box any more than it is, in case it's actually the box that they wanted, because that's always a possibility with the older stuff. So you won't need much just to hold that thing in the box so it's not moving. That might actually, we're going to pop it a little bit. I think that might be all we need to do, is just that. Yep. No squirming at all now. So that's good. Now we're going to, For international shipping, auctions for you. Oh yeah. No, they're fantastic. They do. It's so much fun, and I bought so, and I've made some good sales off of stuff off of there. You do for international shipping, you do have to weigh the actual item. That's one of the questions it's going to ask you. So that's the one thing to remember before you box it up. So 3.7. So we'll round up. This is 4 ounces. I'm gonna bubble it. And this actually, I'm going to bubble this way just to hold that lid shut. And this is going to the UK, so I did give it a little bit extra bubble from what I think it needs. If it were going in the States, just a little bit of extra cushion. Half an ounce, it looks like, of bubble that I put on there. But again, it's pennies. And when somebody is paying that much money for you to send them something overseas, they're going to wait for it for 2-3 weeks. You know, get it to them in the right shape, right? And while I could put this in a like a padded mailer, not for an international sale. So this is going to go in probably in 8x6x4. I think I'll grab one of those. I don't have one there. Hey, buddy. So these are the 8x6x4s. I get these from the Boxery. There's other companies that sell them. They work perfect for Funko Pops, and that's why I got them. But they also work really well for other smalls, and I saw a lot of smalls. I'm not positive if this is going to fit the way I wrapped it, but we'll see. It should. Yeah, that fits just fine. And a little bit of paper on top. Shake test says we're bueno. So we're going to tape this thing up. And there we go. So now it weighs 8.1. Well, no, it moved down. I had something touching it. 8. We win. We win. It's 8. I moved my pen. Okay. So now we're going to ship internationally, which means we're going over to Pirate Ship. I'm going to import my eBay. I can shift this so that I'm not like way off. I'm going to import my eBay listings, which for some reason my Pirate Ship just gives me a spinning wheel sometimes. There it is. Get rates. Okay, internationally, all you do, it's an 8x6x4. The package weighs 0 pounds, 8 ounces. Describe what you're shipping. A vintage hand warmer. Quantity 1. Items total value in US dollars. This is the one I don't remember what I had that listed for in US dollars. So we're going to look on my listing, $25.49. Total weight, 0 pounds, 3 ounces. That's it. I just filled out the custom form. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to ship it out today. So we're going to buy the label. And it's on its way to Castle Dawson in the UK. First time I've shipped to a castle. How about that? All right, we changed the size because my computer doesn't ever hold the size. And that's it. And then, well, I'll put it on here. I don't think you're going to go and do anything to Robert in the UK, so it's not close enough anyway. That's what a customs label looks like. So very, very easy. And all of our packing like that is done. Yeah, 8 ounces is the winner, Carmen, because internationally I get in under the half-pound rate. So it's $10.95 for me to ship to the UK versus what is it? $15.95? I think it's $15.95 if it's 1 pound. And then it's $17.90. Yeah, $17.95, I think, for 2 pounds. So still, even 2 pounds, $17.95. Sometimes you pay that shipping across the country, it seems like, and you can ship internationally for $17.95, which is super affordable. So all of our shipping is done, just like that. Just like that. Ending soon. Get it now. $5 plus 4. It's still got a day left. I don't know if I'm going to buy that or not. We'll see. I'm speculating on some potential value on some items, so we'll see. I have to decide how much I want to put into it on a sheer gamble. What? My dog's whining at me. I'm actually done packing, guys, and my dog is needy, so I got to go take care of the critter. And we've been on here for an hour and 17 minutes anyway, so I'm gonna head out. I didn't have anything to make for an actual video up today. I did put one up yesterday. Go check that one out. The value of the crock pot. It actually has some value. Go check that out. You might be surprised. We've got some other cool stuff on there if you guys haven't seen it. So do the thumbs up and the bell and the subscribe and all that. But guys, I appreciate you coming in for a random midweek, midday thing. It's a lot of fun. We'll see you guys.